Hi, my name is Lisa Scott, and in this video I'll be comparing a Mexican product to an American product since I'm American. I had the opportunity to visit an ethnic store in my local community called La Mexicana, which is located in Bloomington, Illinois. And I've never been to this store before, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. But upon arriving to the store, I noticed that the storefront signage was very vibrant with the red and the yellow and the green sign, as well as quite a few advertisements in the windows which depicted the various items that they offer. I assume to let the consumers know what they have to offer as well as what is on special at the time. When I went into the store, I could hear the Spanish music playing in the background, as well as I heard a couple of employees speaking Spanish amongst themselves. And so this was a new environment for me, as I'm pretty used to being around Americans and speaking English as my language. And anyway, I was able to look down a few of the aisles, and I noticed that most of the packaging was also in similar colors as the sign out front, the red, green, and yellow. And they were pretty simple packaging, as that reflects Mexican culture in that they're strong into recycling and a sustainable environment. I went in with the intentions of purchasing Chihuahua cheese, which is a cheese, the cheese that's a staple in most Mexican households. And I did locate it in the refrigerator section, and it looks like this. It's called Queso Chihuahua, actually, and it is in also red and green and yellow packaging, as I mentioned earlier in the signage out front, and quite a few of the other products carry the same coloring. It also is a cheese round. Chihuahua cheese also comes in balls and in braids and is served in different forms. A lot of people use it in enchiladas, tacos, casseroles, different things that cheese may be used in. But it's a very creamy kind of cheese. I was first introduced to this by my friend Nancy, which she's from Mexican descent. Her parents actually moved here from Mexico when she was young, and her parents predominantly speak Spanish in their home, but they can speak English. And her mother made me a tongue taco with this Chihuahua cheese and lettuce and a tortilla shell, and it was delicious. And they didn't let me know that it was tongue taco until after I had tried it, and I was pleasantly surprised that I liked it. But anyway, it's interesting to note that, you know, when I go to her house and eat dinner with her, her whole family's there, her extended family and her regular family's there, because that is much of their core values, is having family in their home at all times, and that means the most to them. And also gaining their trust is something that they value very much so, and doing business with people as well as being acquaintances and then becoming friends with them. They acquire a time to actually develop that relationship before they're just friends. But anyway, the labeling on this package does contain both Spanish and English writing, as to market to both Spanish-speaking and English-speaking people. And it also has a nutrition label, very similar to an American nutrition label, and then it has a fat, cholesterol, sodium, and all that stuff. Chihuahua cheese is made out of cow milk. So it's whole cow milk, and it has no preservatives in it, so the shelf life is not very long, but it is a great product for anybody desiring cheese in some kind of product that they're making. And it first originated in northern Mexico, actually by Mennonites who were living in Chihuahua, Mexico. It's interesting to note that Chihuahua cheese is known in Chihuahua, Mexico as Minota queso, because it's named after the Mennonites, but anywhere outside of Chihuahua, Mexico, it is known as Chihuahua cheese. Chihuahua cheese is a very mild-like cheese, similar to that of a cheddar or a Monterey Jack. It also is a very good melting cheese, and so that the consistency is very creamy. and it's very good as in baking dishes, fondues, enchiladas, quesadillas, tacos, or any other kind of dish where you want a melted creamy cheese. The packaging of this cheese, like I've mentioned before, it has all the yellow and the green and the red coloring, is very symbolic of the Mexican flag, which may be the purpose of the packaging itself, is that it's a reflection of the colors that are inherent in their flag, as you can see from this picture. Another thing is that these colors that are also represented in the flag and representing on the packages may allow the consumer, a Mexican consumer, to trust the product as being Mexican because it's from somewhere that they know, and they can recognize the flag as being from their country and something that they trust. And trust is a very important thing with Mexicans, as they have a yearning to develop trust before they pursue business relations as well as friendships or products themselves. They desire to have that kind of trust. A comparable product to the Chihuahua cheese is a Velveeta cheese, or the generic version, cheese melt, which is, the Velveeta is actually named after the product itself, and then it's known as, it has a velvety consistency, which is comparable to the Chihuahua cheese in that they melt well, they have a mild flavor, and they do well in baking dishes. Americans typically use this kind of cheese for macaroni and cheese, grilled cheese sandwiches, nachos, queso dip, and various other casseroles or baking dishes. Another difference is the packaging itself. You can see that this package is quite a bit more bulkier. It contains 3 layers of product, which suggests that it might be a little bit more complicated in the recycling process, and it's not as biodegradable as the Chihuahua cheese is packaged. The coloring of the cheese itself is in yellow, which represents the color of the cheese. Americans tend to brand their products based on what's inside of them to bring the consumer to the product itself through the packaging. You see the smooth velvety cheese on the front of the package, which represent the smooth cheese inside. And Americans tend to buy off pictures. And not only that, the cheese has red, white, and blue, which are reflectant of our American flag, which may be symbolic of something that we trust and something we desire in a product. But these two products are very similar in the consistency and the flavor itself, but they do originate from 2 different origins, Mexico and America. So it's yet to be determined which one is better. I've tried both of them, but I want to try them again because it's been a long time since I tried the Chihuahua cheese, and I will let you know how I like them in just a minute. Okay, so I've heated up both the cheeses. And as you can see, the Velveeta cheese is a little bit more orangey in color, and you can see that the Chihuahua cheese is a little bit lighter colored, more like a mozzarella. But I want to see what they taste like. I'm going to use a Tostito chip to taste them. First, going to try the Chihuahua cheese. It's kind of stringier than I thought. It's very good. It's very creamy, but it still has a little bit of a flavor to it. I would probably prefer it with a little bit more spice, but it's still good. And then Velveeta, as we've all had before, I'm sure. Which is very comparable, but you can taste the freshness with the Chihuahua cheese, and I would definitely go for the Chihuahua cheese next time when given the opportunity. Well, that concludes my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, please ask. Thanks. Bye.